Hey y'all, this is AL Thick Madame and Cinnamon Sugar. Y'all, I took my shirt off because I thought I wasn't gonna get back on here. And I forgot that I wanted to come back on here before I go to sleep. Completely forgot. And I said, oh, I'm finally gonna take my hair down and put it a different way for I guess the rest of this week or whenever I want to do it again. And messed it up. The whole back of my shirt is messed up and I got like a little bit right here. And it was just the most random situation, y'all. So excuse me in advance. I'm just like, golly. But luckily, this shirt was like $4.50. And I might be able to go get another one if I cannot get these stains out. Because I'm just like, what in the world? It was the most random situation, y'all. My bad. Had to get that out of the way first because y'all might spot it. I just want y'all to know that I know it's there. It's because I threw my shirt somewhere at random and didn't know that it was landing in something. It was so random, y'all. I just can't. Anyway, it's my fault. It is completely my fault. It's a hair product, child. Y'all, it's this. I forgot that I had put it on something when I was doing my hair initially. When I first did these, completely forgot I had sat it on the side of me because I sit stuff next to me, and that's what it was. So anyway, now that I've gotten that out of the way, y'all, let's get into this recap review for Love and Marriage. I was about to say Maryland, child. Love and Marriage DC. So everybody is leaving Monique's house. It's actually actively snowing. Tasha and her husband get there, and she then has to go over the fact that winter might show up. And because of her connection to the sex therapist that is supposed to come, she might come as well because she is the one who they got the sex therapist through. So, it's up to you if you want to go. You know what I'm saying? Everybody at this point is on the party bus. And if you want to not participate on the trip at all because this helper might be there, here's your time to leave. Or you still have the option to not even come out because it's going to be held in the living room. I think that they ended up going to Chris and Monique's other home because when they pulled up, I was like, wait a minute. Ain't this the house that she showed when they were on that other show? But yeah, I think that's where they ended up going. This is supposed to be a detox weekend. And once they kept showing her in the confessional, Monique, talking about, oh, this is going to be a detox weekend, but then proceeded to show her opening bottles, I was like, you know what? Let me remember that there are several ways to detox, but most times when people are detoxing in general, they are not consuming alcohol and all that. But, a lot of people don't understand that you can detox from people, from certain foods, situations. There's so many different ways to detox. It's not just about what you are consuming in your body. It could be the television shows and stuff that you're watching. There's so many different ways to detox. But I just had to be mindful of that once I said that to myself. I was like, wait a minute, let me just not even go there. But it is what it is. They're going to be turning up and doing what they're doing. So it is what it is. Eventually, of course, winter comes up in conversation. And Arena is just like, look, I don't care about this heifer coming. If she come, cool, do what you do. She need to focus on her husband, ex-husband, whatever it's finna to be or is. Because as long as she is focusing on him and not me and my relationship, we good. I don't care nothing about what she got going on. Because as long as she's staying out of my business, that's all that matters. So the conversation is just strictly on winter. And so Jamie is over. Y'all know Jamie don't be here for nothing anyway. So he already is quickly realizing that, we on a bus. We're on a party bus and we riding in the snow. And we got to hear about this heifer the whole time. She's always a problem as it is, as far as what they see, as far as things that are getting back to them. And so it's like, I got to hear about this heifer. I already hear about her after my wife come back from these functions she go to. And she getting her feelings and riled up. And she's slandering my name or whatever you want to say happening. And now I got to hear about her. And we supposed to be, having a nice little turn-up trip. Don't nobody want to hear about this. When is it going to end? So Monique is trying to go up for her and was like, look, she has sent the divorce papers out. He's the one refusing to sign them. Look, it is what it is. So anyway, they done made it to the house, and everybody there, Monique letting them know that they're going to have some food, the type of food they want. Y'all know that, like, that particular part of the country, they are big on, like, blue crabs and all that stuff. So it doesn't shock me that they're doing, like, a crab boil or a seafood boil or something. So Monique is going to have a salad or something and not partake of anything that has had a life, whether it's a fish, shrimp, or whatever. So yeah, that's what she's gonna do. She gave everybody like a little gift bag, and it all corresponds to some things that have happened in their situations. And she's basically just trying to make light of the things that have been said. Had a light that had like red in it that signifies a Raina situation where Jamie called her talking about I fell asleep at a red light. She had a ball gag in hers because her husband told her that she needed to shut up and all of this. And I'm like, how is it that everybody else's was like pretty much doing the most, but you had yours to be very sexual? And then when they went into confessional, she was like, I don't even know why he over here making it seem like he want me to shut up. He want my mouth to be open. And I'm like, why? What is with all these sexual innuendos? Like, you know what is always funny to me? People who seem to have it all, they don't seem to have that much sex. And then like when stuff like this happen, they get overly excited. Just like when these trends happen, like when people are on TikTok or they do memes and gifts rather, and little stuff, little movies. They'll sit up there and they'll be like, oh, here's a little funny challenge. Let me see how my husband or my boyfriend reacts. And they'll play something and it'll say the person hearing this, if you hear this and you agree with this, the person who's playing this wants to have sex with you. And if you want to do, I just be like, they be looking like, oh my gosh, wait a minute. Here's my opportunity to finally have sex. I don't be understanding. I don't understand. And I'm going to get back to the sex part a little bit later on. But anyway, everybody at the house, they're enjoying themselves. And then eventually we see Winter appear. And so she done came back from her trip to Mexico, which we heard 5,000 times in this episode. I don't know what's going on, but there have been so many random people who barely have any money who have gone to Mexico. I'm talking about after COVID, before COVID, when it wasn't the $5, $10, $15 tickets or whatever, like the super duper cheap prices were in order to travel there and to vacation there, which I heard is not a lot to vacation there. But she made a point to say it so many different times. Now, if that's what she want to do, she's doing it. She can do what she want to do. But did y'all find that to be kind of like, okay, ma'am, we understand that you just came back from Mexico. What is going on here? Like, what did y'all think about that? Because I was like, how many times she gonna say she just came in from Mexico? Man, we understand. So she came in the door. Her hair was different. It was straight, and it, I don't know if she just had enough of it pulled over to the side where the bald part was, or if she's been growing it out and there is enough on it for it to have some weave attached. But I think she just had it pulled over to the side. The side part was deep enough to where she could pull it over to the side. It's cute. Her hair be looking cute. We ain't gonna lie about that. A lot of people might not like the part where she has the side shaved off, but especially when it's like this is cute. That color is cute for her too. It's giving Shaka Khan, and I'm here for it. Color wise, it's not as big as her. Y'all know Shaka Khan goes very big. So Winter is there. Monique enters and welcomes her into the house, and it's kind of like whatever for everybody else. She's sitting over in the corner, and the sex therapist is there, and the couples are all around her. They want to know how all this is gonna go. The sex therapist wants to know what are some things that they want to work on and things that they are already enjoying within their relationship. And Ashley was like, look, I done been with my man for like 15 years. I want to spice things up. She has like this setup, had a glass item over there. And I was just like, no, ma'am. At one point in time, she said something about putting the glass Johnson, into the freezer. And me and Arena, girl, we hit on that because I was just like, why? That's why for me, I don't feel like the ice situation is something that I care about. I don't care if it's summertime. I don't feel like I want nothing freezing cold up in me. I just don't understand. Like, I'm just like, what is going on? If you know, you know. As far as what Arena said, because I was like, mm-mm. Now I guess you have to be a certain level of freak to appreciate ice. I ain't here for it. I don't want ice on me. Um, I mean, I guess if you want to like do something like that, but don't put no ice or nothing freezing up in me. Like, I don't even want it on none of my sensitive parts that like certain, types of pleasure. I don't feel like I want it. But anyway, they went around the room and she's interested. Ashley is definitely interested in what's on that table. She wants the spice, and he's like, look, our sex is awesome. I ain't got no problems in that department, but I work a lot and I'm getting older. But at the same time, she be looking at me like, excuse me, so when we gonna go again? And I'm just like, me and Ashley, yet again, we are here. We are here. We are here. And something that I have said so many different times before this episode aired, which is that we women, on average, we do not reach our sexual peak until our early to mid 40s. This is exactly what the sex therapist said. This is what I was taught. That's why a lot of times when people will be like, oh, well, I didn't know that the vaginal, the length of the length of the vagina is around like 4 inches. I didn't know this and I didn't know that. I'm like, why didn't y'all love trying to read Alabama? But I learned all of this stuff in Alabama in sex ed class and biology class and all this other stuff. I'd be so confused. I'd be like, why did y'all not learn this stuff too? But anyway, I just be like, what is going on? Did y'all not know this too? Were y'all not taught this stuff as well? Like, I don't know. I'd be so confused. So anyway, but DJ Quick he just needs some stamina. And as I have said earlier, in something else, I was in some forum or something, and somebody said something, and I said, look, I was talking about P-Valley, which I do want to kind of do a thoughts post on, because the last few episodes, this season alone, we ain't even gonna go there, this season has been doing a lot, and I've been here for every second of it. But when it comes to certain aspects of sex, I just be like, yo, it's just be a lot going on. Anyway, let's go. But yeah, like I've always said before, a lot of these people be doing the most when they ain't got to do the most. All you have to do is change up your eating habits. Y'all probably think I sound like a broken record, but when I tell y'all, all these men that be out here on Viagra and gas station pills and all this other foolishness and having erectile dysfunction and all that, you ain't got to have it if you sit up there and do what you're supposed to do alkaline wise. Watermelon. Seeded watermelon. Eat that on the regular. See how different all of that would be for you. See how quick that changes up for you. I'm just trying to tell you what it is. I'm just saying. I don't be understanding. A lot of the medicine that we grew up having before what is deemed to be medicine now were fruits and vegetables. Those were the things that healed us. But y'all want to run to a pill and a shot before you run to just changing your diet. Anyway, I know y'all ain't gonna listen to me because I'm fat, but I'm just trying to tell you from experience, because I've done this alkaline thing before and it has worked. Like I told DJ Silva, all of that stuff will go away with his hand, wrist, all that stuff if he would just go alkaline, or he would at least do alkaline most of the time. Telling you, he would not have gout and all this other stuff. All of that stuff is disease, mucus, all of that. Everything that ails us for the most part, it is some form of mucus. My bad. I was not trying to preach. But anyway, so they're going around the room. Everybody is, speaking on what they want to work on. Jamie, of course, talking about he is here for sex all the time. Arena is like, I ain't here for it. Like, it's just to a point where it's like, well, let me just go ahead and roll over and do this. It's like, no, I promise y'all. I feel like if I have a partner in my older years, meaning it's somebody that I've got married to, hopefully, or whatever, if I'm even back out there on the scene doing anything, I feel like if they ain't matching the energy that I give off sexually, it's not gonna work. So hopefully whoever I get is gonna be somebody who can match it and give me a challenge, give me a run for my money, because I have given people a run for their money, and I just be like, child, that's another conversation. I'm just saying. Like I said, me and Ashley are here because I be looking like, all right, that was great, but I want some more. I'm ready for some more. We didn't have 5 rounds. That's fine. I want some more though. I want some more. Yes, I enjoyed myself. I still want some more though. Like, child, it's a lot. But anyway, I'm being good. So, I'm just saying. I remember though. Oh, now I remember. But me and Ashley are here on that. Anyway, got to Monique and Chris, and their intimacy levels are not where they used to be. So they need to work on that reconnection. And eventually, after everybody went around the room talking about what they wanted to try to improve upon and what they got going on right now, Winter was basically giving an apology to the room for the things that she said. And, they're still kind of trying to make light of it, even though you could tell it kind of was a trigger for them. Ashley was not here for it at all because she felt like it was a generic apology that she was just giving to the whole room. Versus you pulling me to the side and specifically saying, I'm sorry for this. I should have done that. I should have came to you as a woman and said whatever else I had to say, because we had already said, okay, do you have anything else to add? You said no. Why are you still coming back after the fact saying something else? That's how Ashley feels. Arena, on the other hand, feels as though the apology was fine. She was fine with what was given. Ashley ain't here for it. So anyway, it's gotten to the point where now the things that are on display, like I said, this woman talking about putting this glass dildo into the freezer and then putting it into you. No, ma'am, I'm fine where I'm at. I don't understand. I'm probably alone when it comes to this. If you are someone who enjoys anything dealing with the assistance of something that is not a human, I'm just not here for it if I have a human there. If I have someone who has the real thing, I just don't understand how you can't do what you need to do. Because again, before all of these things came into existence, before they were created, we only had us. So I'm like, what that mouth do, what Joe Johnson do, what my box do, I'm just saying, what my hand do, what your hand do. Like, and I guess because I have experienced someone who knows how to do everything and then some without the use of toys and whatnot. So that's why I just be like, why y'all so excited? Like, they ended up showing one of them panty vibrating situations. Raina here for it. And I'm like, man, I'm just like, child, we go out somewhere and you start talking nasty to me. Let's go somewhere so we can handle this. Cause I'm trying to see what it be like. Like, I don't care nothing about the toy. Like, I get it, and I'm not trying to be a stick in the mud or feel like I'm above these things. I'm not. I'm just different when it comes to that. If y'all like that, that's fine. It just ain't for me. I'm just here for the real thing. If I have access to the real thing, I want it. That's what I want. Anyway, Arena and I was about to say Victoria. I don't know what that was about. Winter went off to the side, and Arena was like, you know what? I want to apologize as well. And so she was like, I really do appreciate you saying that to me. And so, they had a good one-on-one situation. I was like, okay, Arena. So the food was done, because you know how Chris and Monique get down. They had people to come in and make the, crab boil, seafood boil, or whatever it is. And, Monique was like, look, I'm trying to be nosy. What was the conversation about that you and Winter had? And so she was like, I pulled her to the side and I apologized. And Ashley was like, I felt like it was generic. I wasn't here for it. It is what it is. And so she was like, no, like, I'm a very sarcastic person. I was being sarcastic. That's why I said what I said about all of y'all. It wasn't me being serious. And she was, basically speaking from a broken place because her relationship was in the trash, the toilet, the dumpster, and everywhere else. And so for her, she's just coming from a sarcastic place, and that was part of her just kind of. And I mean, I heard her say that, oh, I'm just sarcastic. And I'm like, no. The way that it was going back and forth initially, that wasn't you just being sarcastic and, oh, that's just my personality and all that stuff. No, heifer, that was you saying what you said. You meant what you said. You wasn't saying it just to be like, oh, I'm just playing. I'm just kidding. No, you said what you said. You said a lot of that stuff with malicious intent to like hurt some feelings and kind of get some eyebrows raised about saying that there have been rumors and all of this. So Ashley, of course, is like, what is these rumors you talk about, Heifer? Because what you're not finna do is sit up here and say, oh, all of this popped off. What are receipts at? Or what did you hear? I'm gonna need you to at least start off with what did you hear? Because you're talking about a rumor. And so she was basically like, I'm not gonna do this, I'm not gonna do this. So they back and forth. Meanwhile, Kevin at the door, he didn't got invited in. So of course, everybody trying to figure out what it's hidden for. What it be like? She looking at him like he won't sign the papers. That's been the issue. And DJ Silver was like, look, I'm on Kevin's side because he brought a briefcase that had all of these papers and binders and folders and all this. I'm on his side. And I'm like, sir, a lot of people can have all of this stuff and still be a lie. Ashley was not here for none of this stuff. This man was pulling out paperwork at the table. He was pulling out everything but the divorce papers he needed to be signed. And she was so done. She was like, yeah, what we're not finna do is this. Hadn't seen this man in like 9 months or so. And then all of a sudden he's here. So in his mind, he feels like, okay, at least I have a moment where I can talk to get my frustrations out. And so she was just like, no, you didn't sit up here and print off that book or manual or masterclass pamphlet foolishness that neither one of us wrote. And so he was trying to use that as evidence. Like, if we weren't happy, then why would she put this in here? And she was like, we didn't write this. And that was brought up last time as well, that they had a whole like little masterclass that they sat up there and did or something. And neither one of them wrote it. It was a whole nother country or something that did the manuscript and all that. I don't know. There was a lot of stuff going on. I was like, child, y'all probably got a dime or something up off of it. Meaning y'all had a coin. That's what I meant to say. Y'all probably got a coin off of it. So I wouldn't even be mad at it. I'm like, look, at that time, like she said, at that time, this was before she knew about the scamming that was going on. And so she was just like, that's neither here nor there. What did you talk about? Because you were scamming. I didn't know all this stuff was popping off. And I haven't seen you in this long because we haven't talked. I blocked you on everything. You left. That's the only reason why we haven't talked is because you left. How you gonna up and leave somebody that you just got married to? They didn't even make no sense. I'm still not understanding that. Like, what was going on that this man was just like, yep, let me get up and leave and go live back in my parents' basement. What is we talking about? Anyway, Ashley was bored and was like, yeah, I'm gonna go. And so, like, it was just Winter and her husband going back and forth, and people just slowly were kind of like, yeah, I don't know if I need to be here. Whatever. It was just a mess. It got to a point where Winter started singing this song, talking about he needs to sign these divorce papers. Tell myself, you need to sign. Like, she was singing it like a Negro spiritual or one of those hymns. When I tell you, like, the last part of this show, it just, everybody kept on singing the song. They even ended the scene, after he finally left out, where Ashley and her got together. Ashley was like, I kind of wish we would have met under different circumstances because I feel like we could have been friendly. Not necessarily friends, but we could have been friendly. It would have been different. And they actually seemed like they could have a great friendship. Like, they really could really start hanging out and developing a good friendship. But she was like, look, I ain't here for you. And even when they was at the table before she left, she was like, I don't like her, but she got a point. I was like, no. But she was like, look, I just met this man an hour ago, and I can even tell he a scammer. Like, girl, I don't understand how you ain't see it. But they were having a moment, and I was here for it. So I was like, yes. And so, they had another moment. Hopefully, it's resolved this time. And I'm just like, girl. But anyway, she was just like, I don't need him to sign these divorce papers. Kevin left. Hallelujah. He be looking like a crazy person. I'm trying to understand what she saw in him. It had to be the bank account. I'm sorry. It just had to be. Next episode look like it's going to be some foolishness. But anyway, I will see y'all later on. Bye.